Late one night, Officer Ryan McAllister broke into a warehouse, expecting to expose a black man's crimes. Instead, neon paint erupted from the safe, covering him in humiliation. Watching it all was General Elijah Carter, a decorated veteran who'd set the trap. What followed would shake the system to its core. But let's start from the beginning. It's late, the kind of night where the city feels deserted, and only the rhythmic drip of rain against the pavement breaks the silence. Officer Ryan McAllister stands at the edge of an old, decrepit warehouse, its brick walls barely holding up under the weight of years of neglect. His eyes scan the place, a rundown relic of a once bustling industrial district. The rain pelts the ground around him, but he's not bothered by the chill. He's focused, the kind of focus that makes you believe you're always one step ahead, that you've got things under control. McAllister, white, in his early 40s, has that air of superiority about him. He's tall, broad-shouldered, with a perfectly pressed uniform. His boots gleam under the streetlights. His face is sharp with the hint of a smirk. A man who's used to getting what he wants, when he wants it. He's been called to this location based on a tip-off. Rumors of illegal activity, guns, and cash being moved. Something shady. And in his mind, he's already got the culprit pegged. But it's not some drug lord or gang, no. This time, it's different. The target is a black man, a retired military general, Elijah Carter, a man who's managed to carve out a life of dignity in a system built to deny him just that. But McAllister doesn't know all that. He doesn't need to. To him, the general is just another suspect, another target. McAllister reaches for the crowbar strapped to his side and walks toward the warehouse door. The rain's picking up, but he barely notices it, his mind fixed on what lies inside. He smashes the window with a quick practice motion. It's not just the act of breaking in. It's the adrenaline that surges through him. The feeling of power. The kind of power that comes with knowing no one's watching, that you can do whatever you want. His hands are steady, but there's a slight tremble, a subtle excitement. For McAllister, a cop like him, breaking into places like this isn't routine, not unless it's on the orders of the right people is people. And he's been told this is a place where the dirt is hidden. He thinks he's just doing his job, but the game is already in motion and he doesn't even know it. Inside, the warehouse is dim and eerie, shadows hanging like ghosts of past wars. The smell of mildew and stale air clings to everything, but McAllister doesn't care about the smell, doesn't care about the crumbling walls. What matters is the safe, the massive steel safe, the kind that practically reeks of secrets. He eyes it as if it's a treasure chest, as if it's his for the taking. His fingers move to the dial, his pulse quickening with each click as he works the lock. The soft hum of the turning code is satisfying. His prize is within reach. McAllister almost tastes the victory, and then with a final twist, the lock clicks. He rips the door open, and that's when it happens. A sudden burst of thick neon paint erupts from the safe, coating him in seconds. Green, blue, purple, and pink, vivid garish colors splash across his uniform, his face, his hands. It's everywhere. For a split second, McAllister's mind can't process it. He stumbles back, his boots slipping on the slick floor, his breath coming in shallow gasps. His curses echo in the cavernous space, each one sharper than the last. What the hell just happened? The realization hits him. This was no simple burglary. Someone had set him up. This wasn't a safe full of cash or guns. It was a trap. Unseen, General Elijah Carter watches the entire scene unfold through a live camera feed. The general's calm, his eyes sharp with the wisdom of someone who's been through much darker things. He's no stranger to fighting in wars, both on foreign soil and on the home front. He's carved out a space for himself in a world that's worked tirelessly to keep him down. But tonight the game is different. This time it's his move. And McAllister? He's just a pawn in a game he doesn't understand. Elijah Carter is no stranger to the ways of the world, both the military and civilian systems. He spent his life navigating those spaces, overcoming roadblocks built on prejudice, and climbing ladders others told him were out of reach. But today, he's got a different kind of power. The cop, splattered in fluorescent paint, continues to stagger around the warehouse, trying to make sense of the mess he's made. His radio crackles to life. It's his partner. McAllister, you good? We need backup here. Sounds like you're in over your head. McAllister grits his teeth, wiping paint from his eyes. Shut up, Morales. Something's wrong here. But the truth is, he's not so sure what's going on anymore. He's in a place he wasn't supposed to be, doing things he wasn't supposed to do. The general had set up this entire situation months ago, knowing that McAllister, or someone like him, would eventually come. McAllister is just a pawn in a game he doesn't understand. Meanwhile, Elijah Carter is calm. His phone rings. A private number. He picks it up. It's a voice that's all too familiar. You've got yourself a little mess down there, Officer McAllister. The cop's heart races as the voice on the other end reveals that Elijah knows exactly what's happening. He laughs a sharp, controlled sound. You don't know who I am, do you? McAllister freezes. I am General Elijah Carter, and you've just broken into my safe. McAllister's mind spins. The general, the black general, the one everyone talked about in hushed tones, but never to his face. The same one who had served his country with distinction, home and faced the systemic prejudice that had dogged him his whole life. As the paint begins to dry on his uniform, he hears the faint sound of footsteps behind him. He turns quickly, only to find Elijah Carter, standing tall, powerful, unbothered by the chaos surrounding him. Elijah is in his late 50s, black, his dark skin as polished as the medals he's earned over a lifetime of service. He wears a sharp tailored suit, a blend of military precision and urban sophistication. His eyes are calm, but unyielding. The man who stands before McAllister is not a person to be underestimated. I'm sure you've got a lot of questions, Elijah says, his voice smooth, almost too calm. But here's one for you. Why would a cop break into the warehouse of a decorated general? McAllister's eyes dart around, his mouth dry. I didn't know it was yours. Elijah steps forward, his presence filling the room. You didn't know, or you didn't care. You thought because I'm black, I'm hiding something illegal in here, right? McAllister's face flushes. His mind races. He knows what's coming. The tables have turned. You've been looking for excuses, haven't you? Always looking for someone to take the fall. But guess what? You found the wrong person. The sound of sirens in the distance grows louder. Police back up. McAllister's panic spikes. Elijah leans closer. Let's see how well your story holds up when the world knows you tried to break into the general's property on a false tip with no warrant. The sirens stop. McAllister's backup arrives, and so does the media. Elijah had already made sure the cameras were ready. News outlets flood the scene, and suddenly, the cop's transgression isn't just about one man. It's about a system that regularly targets black individuals, regardless of their status or honor. McAllister's entire demeanor crumbles as he watches the camera crews set up. His misdeeds are about to be broadcast to the world. He tries to explain, but his words fall flat. Elijah steps up to the cameras, his voice strong and clear. The officer you see here broke into my safe thinking he was hunting a criminal, but he wasn't looking for me. He was looking for a story that would confirm his biases. Well, here's the truth. I'm a general. I've fought in wars for this country. I've earned every single inch of what I have. But when a man like this walks in, thinking he can take it all because of the color of my skin, I think it's time for everyone to know just how deep this problem runs. The camera flashes pop. McAllister's face is a ghostly shade of white as he watches the weight of his actions dawn on him. It's not just about the stolen money. It's about the systemic racism that had always been there, hiding in plain sight. But Elijah smiles. He's been playing this game for longer than McAllister can understand. This isn't just a victory for him. It's a public statement. But Elijah smiles. He's been playing this game for longer than McAllister can understand. This isn't just a victory for him, it's a public statement, and the world is watching.